Hi everybody, this is Talking and Cooking, and I'm going to show you how to make Salisbury steak. The way that I make Salisbury steak is kind of different, but not really and stuff. So let me just start. In this container, I have 2 pounds of ground beef. I always use 80% lean and 20% fat. Why? Because it saves you money in the long run. Just think about this. When you use the, 70% lean or something like that, have you noticed when you cook that ground beef, so much oil comes out and then you get left with such a little amount of ground beef? That's just a waste of money. So this is why I always use the 80% lean and 20% fat. It does cost more in the store, but I'm left with so much ground beef afterwards, so it's worth the price, in my opinion. Okay. So to my 2 pounds of ground beef, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. This is actually crackers. I ran out of breadcrumbs and I totally forgot to buy some more. So instead of rushing my husband to go pick up some breadcrumbs, I'm just going to crack up some, crackers. It saves time. And it still tastes good. So to my 2 pounds of ground beef and my 1/4 cup of breadcrumb, I'm going to add 1 egg. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And then to that, I'm going to add, this is a seasoning blend. So in the seasoning blend is 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Then I have 1 teaspoon of my house seasoning. So my house seasoning is just salt, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and parsley. So that's what I'm going to add to this. I have a bunch of different seasoning blends that I've made up. So this house seasoning that I'm using right now is what I use when I make my Americanized food and stuff. So, And then I have a house seasoning. I call it Mexican house seasoning because that's the seasoning I use mainly when I make Mexican food. And then I also have a house seasoning blend when I make African food. So that's what I do. So you're gonna mix your Salisbury steak mixture till it's mixed well. You want to make sure the eggs and everything is incorporated really well in it. And then when you're completely done mixing, you want to put this in the fridge for an hour, at least an hour. Me personally, because I know when my husband usually gets home, so I'm going to be putting it in the fridge for at least 3 hours. And then because of the way that I am, and how do you pronounce it? I procrastinate everything. So by the time the 3 hours mark come, it's going to be actually 3 hours and 30 minutes. So because I procrastinate a lot. So by the time that comes, by the time that time comes for me to pull out the meat, I'm going to be rushing to get everything done. Because not only do I have to let this marinate, I also have to make the gravy that goes with it. And then I got to make the mashed potatoes. Again, I don't want to have to send my husband out to go get mashed potatoes or potatoes and anything like that, right? So at home, I have a bunch of mashed potatoes packets, which I plan on using for this recipe. It's just quick and easy. The reason why I'm not sending him out to get fresh potatoes to make, because I do know how to make mashed potatoes from scratch, but it's going to be St. Patrick's Day, and we don't really go through potatoes that much anyways. So the little potatoes I do have, I'm going to be saving them for St. Patrick's Days and put that in my corned beef. That's what I plan on doing. So, also because I don't have that much room in my fridge, because I cook way too much. So, I'm going to take all this Salisbury steak mixture, put it in a Ziploc bag, just to make life a little easier for myself, so I don't have to figure out where to put this big ass container in it. So I'm gonna clean up my mess, and then in about 3 hours, I will start cooking, and I'll film it. So let me put this away, and in the meantime, we can watch some. Sorry, we can watch some YouTube together. So let me put this away in the fridge. Okay, so today I'm gonna be watching 90 Days Fiance. I haven't watched this show in it's been a couple of years now. It's been a while because I used to really enjoy watching 90 Days Fiance, like really enjoy watching it, right? But I'm starting to feel like most of it is just an act, because like, okay, we're gonna be reacting to Angela, 90 Days Fiance. If this wasn't scripted, then what was this dude named Michael? I think that's his name. His ass would have just bounced a long damn time ago. I understand he wants that green card as fast as possible, but who could put up with the abuse and the disrespect, especially an African man? I grew up in the African community. There's no way an African man is going to put up with all this disrespect. There's no way. Even for the green card. Because he's not a bad-looking dude. Right? So he could definitely find another sucker to marry him so he could come to America. Because from day one, everybody knew that was his goal. Right? But Angela, the little bit that I've been watching of her with him is just mind-blowing. And then the double standards that I've seen, right? So when she abuses him and stuff, you'll see women clap like, yeah, get him and stuff. But that's wrong. Because if it was on the other foot, if he was abusing Angela, women will cry for him to go to jail, right? So why are we okay with Angela putting her hands on him? And you get what I mean. So it's just mad disrespectful. Their relationship is a freaking joke. No loving couple is gonna be putting their hands on each other. Like, I don't be play fight with my own husband. I don't do that because play fight can turn into real fights. I ain't gonna do that. So let's watch this episode together. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing because I got other things to do. And I gotta, I still got some things to do around the house before my husband gets home. Because again, I procrastinate everything, but I do end up getting the job done on time. I just take forever and then I rush to try to finish it. I swear, it's a bad habit, but let's watch this together.
Respect us, please.
Yara, shut up. You have no. You don't know what I do.
Sit down and respect.
Why don't you sit me down?
You are unrespectful.
Sit me down.
Sit down.
Sit
Drag
down.
that.
Some respect.
You don't know what I've been. I don't respect.
I love y'all. I do.
I don't either. And I just shut your mouth.
Guys, what is going on?
Angela is mad disrespectful. That's just who she is.
Last time Angela visited, she forgave me after I got a cake for her.
You're so stupid.
Now you've done it.
I would never try so hard to keep a relationship
So
like
I
Michael
thought
is
of
doing.
doing the same strategy.
I just couldn't.
Hopefully, she will agree to talk to me.
I don't want to argue with him in here. I need to leave.
No, please, sit down. You're not leaving.
Angie,
You're
I've
not.
been looking for you.
Michael, I don't want to see you right now.
Please, can you go outside, please?
I've been looking for her.
No, can you, please.
You just need to find
Just go
yourself.
outside.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I feel like he's manipulating me with the cake. He did that last time. I forgave him.
I want trust, not a cake.
Michael has the audacity to think Like last year, all he has to do is buy me a cake, and I'll forgive him. Wrong.
Like I said, I haven't watched this for a
Don't
while, so
try
I'm trying to
swindle
figure out
me because I like cake.
what the hell he did
It
wrong.
ain't happening. Thank you.
I'm going to give him the
doing here,
benefit of the
Michael?
doubt.
The reception.
What are
I
you
came
doing
to-
here? I come to get away from you.
I know. The reception.
That's not going to work this time.
Please.
No, Michael, that's not going to work. I'm embarrassed that you come up here. I'm already upset.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not sorry.
I have questions running through my head, but
There's
it's
your
completely
cake,
rude
Michael.
questions, so I'm not gonna ask it on
doesn't work
YouTube
this time.
because my video may get banned. But yeah, you see,
She threw my
the
clothes in the
African
hallway,
men around him
She
are
made me sleep in
laughing
the
at
car.
him.
and
It's a
now
joke.
she threw a cake at me. Whatever I did, I don't think I deserve that.
What you do?
I feel so embarrassed.
You cheated. You deserve the cake.
I'm really starting to think things I've done here. And getting to the US, that's not gonna happen. I mean, how much more can I take?
Okay, guys.
A
I'm gonna
lot,
pivot
just
now
stupid.
with someone from Michael's side of the family. His Aunt Lydia let him know exactly what her expectations were about his marriage to Angela and a whole lot more. Aunt Lydia, are you there?
Yes.
Hi
Oh, I
there.
like her. I've seen a little bit of her.
Hi.
She's cool.
You've seen Angela's new look. What do you think about it?
Her new look is okay. She looked very sexy according to what she said. She's pretty okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
She's pretty okay. Can you understand why she decided to get the surgery?
Michael told me the other time that she said she wants to look sexy for him. And that was what brought my annoyance. I wasn't pleased with it. Because Angela does not need any surgery to make her look sexy or beautiful for Michael. Michael loves her the way she is. She loves the way she looks.
Exactly.
So
And Michael
she
knows the way
doesn't-
I am, I can't have babies. You want to cut me down about being sexy, Aunt Lydia, but then you want to say, have babies. Why don't you have babies? If he accepts me how I am, big, fat, skinny, tall, then he accepts me for not being able to have babies.
Yeah.
So can you
yeah.
accept the fact that she cannot have a child?
I have no problem with that. But we talked
She like-
about surrogate mother, which she agreed.
Lydia, it's none of your business. I've heard you keep putting your
Let her
nose
talk,
in my...
Angie. Come on.
Shut your mouth.
Let her
You
talk.
In
always
front of his
do
aunt?
This is what he does when she's on the phone.
No, let her talk, then you
Didn't
will
your
talk.
brother tell you to tell her to stay out of our business?
I'm not supporting her. At least let
Didn't
her
McKinley
talk, then
say
you will
yes
talk.
or no?
You are cutting her
answer?
off. Let her
Didn't
talk.
McKinley say and
Respect.
Lydia
That's his
needs to
elder.
stay
You gotta respect
in
her.
her house with her husband, and you and
If you're
Lydia
gonna
know.
get married, let
Explaining.
me
Let
stop.
her
I
talk.
have to.
In my opinion, if you're gonna be getting married to an African dude and he's still pretty close to his family, you gotta respect his elders, okay? Michael obviously loves his his aunt and stuff. He respects her. So even if she may have some issues, she shouldn't start using curse words in front of his aunt. But okay, like I'm saying, from the start of the relationship, all she does is mad disrespect this dude and his family. What I figured out is that in an African household, African country, whatever, is that they're pretty big on, having kids, And Angela obviously cannot have kids. She's maybe she could, because I think it's actually pretty unfair that a woman's body has to go through menopause and then she can't have kids. But a guy, even when he's 100 and something years old, he still could be pew pew getting a girl pregnant and stuff. That's crazy to me. But whatever. So from what it seems like is that she may have agreed on a surrogate, which is perfectly okay. But I honestly don't think Angela is gonna go through with a surrogate. Like I said, I haven't watched this show and I don't plan on watching more of it. But right now, I honestly don't think Angela will ever go through with a surrogate. Because, yeah, she ain't gonna do that.
But if I
No,
see
you're
something
always
going wrong
cutting
with
me
my brother-in-law,
down
I
behind
have
my
to talk.
back.
I'm
You
not talking
talk
behind your
over
back.
there
I'm
in your
talking to you
house.
now.
Don't
And you
point
can
your
get that.
finger at me.
And don't do that
I
to
have
me
put
too.
fucking up with you. I have gave you
Don't
more
do that to
respect
me
than
too.
you deserve. You will not
Yes, I
tell
deserve
my
the respect
husband
because
what to
in
do.
this family's
You
family,
make
in this
me and
family's
him
house,
fight.
I came there before you.
See?
Who gets
Respect the
to his
elders.
wife? Are you screwing him? I've never seen someone be so nosy as this ant here. I've gave him
I'm not
nothing but
nosy.
respect.
I want good things for Michael. I want him to be a successful man and have
please.
a child. So you came
Are
all
you
the way
kidding
from America to get.
See, that's what I always tell my husband and stuff, right? If I'm nosy, it's because I care, right? So with him, so I get into all of his business. And me being nosy, me nagging him is because I care. If I stop being in his business, if I stop nagging him, that means we're basically done. Because I'm not going to put my energy into somebody, that I'm through with. But because I love him, I nag him. That's how I show my love. Nagging him, being in his business, making sure he's okay. That's how I show my love and stuff. And that's how the aunt is, right? She cares for him, so that's why she wants to know what's going on to make sure he's okay. So let's continue this.
Married to a Nigerian man and you're not prepared to have a child.
Well, then go come get him.
It's
You
not
want
ideal,
him?
my dear
You
sister.
want him?
It's not ideal.
Tell him. Michael,
I don't
let's
want
do
him.
it.
He's
Right
like
on
a son
national
to me.
TV.
I don't want him.
Because your
I'm married to his
aunt
brother,
wants
not
us to
him.
get a divorce.
What are you talking? What you are
Because listen to what she's saying.
You are not.
Listen to what she's saying. What man listens to their aunt? Don't you dare keep disrespecting me. Mind your business. Where is she at? Where is she at? You mind your business. You don't talk to me like that. I'm American. You don't talk to me like that. Where's the camera, Lydia? Where's the camera at?
You calm down.
You shut the up. You won't tell her I will.
You're not telling me what to do, okay?
Michael,
Even when I'm mad at my husband, I'm never
going
gonna disrespect him in public. I'm gonna wait till we get home and go crazy on his ass. I'm not gonna do it in public.
You better respect me. Who the think you're talking to?
Ladies.
You better respect me, woman.
Okay.
That is my husband. That is my husband. That is my husband. And there's nothing you can do about it, and you won't do about it. You mind your own business. You will not tell my husband what to do. These brand new.
Oh my god!
Now,
What the?
You want to listen to her? I'll show her a body in here, my
God.
and
I ain't gonna lie, I'm jealous. I want my taste like that. Okay, so we're back from watching a bit of YouTube. So it's time to make the steaks. So we have the ground beef already seasoned. And now we are going to make a patty out of it. I like to use an ice cream scoop. It's just way easier. So let's scoop out. We're gonna try 2 of them. But I'm not trying to be at the stove all day today because my knees are killing me. So we're gonna do 2 ice cream scoops. So the patties are gonna be pretty big, but my husband can eat it. He loves it when I make Salisbury steak. So we're gonna do 2 for now. So what you want to do, you just don't want to just, shape it right away. You want to try to combine it. So when you're frying it, it stays together. So let's put it way over here because I'm going to be making a lot of them. So I like to get mine not crazy flat, but it's just like the size that if you're making a thick burger. And then I like to make it oval. Don't ask me why. You can make it any shape you want. I like oval. I don't know why. That's a shape that that I prefer. Make-ish. Okay. 1 down, a bunch to go. Oh, okay. So I'm like 100 that I'm gonna be uploading the YouTube video that I was watching, that I was reacting to. So if you watch the whole video, then you're gonna see the uploading of that YouTube video. So let's talk about it. So I was reacting to 9 Days Fiance with Angela, and like I keep saying, I literally don't know what's going on with them now, because I don't star chase. I don't have the patience for that. Like if I see something interesting pop up about like celebrities and stuff, I'll give it a little glance, but I'm not gonna actively look for what's going on in somebody else's life. I got problems in my own life, so there's no reason for me to try to worry about somebody else's life. I need to get my own damn life together, right? But if they are still together, I'm hoping they get therapy. Not even therapy. He just needs to bounce. He needs to leave before she ends up killing his ass. Like there's another video that I want to react to, but I'm gonna do that when I make dinner, probably tomorrow, because I plan on making Asian tomorrow. But there's a good chance, because there's a good chance I'm gonna be having leftovers. There's a very good chance. So instead, what is today? Today is Wednesday, so we're gonna do Salisbury steak tomorrow. I believe in leftovers. I believe in leftovers, but instead of feeding my husband leftover every single day till I get done with it, what I like to do is I'll give him 2 days of leftovers. My food, I'm not a chef, but I'm not bad at cooking, right? So he never has an issue with doing 2 days worth of leftovers. And then for the rest of the food I freeze. If it's a meat product, then usually I could repurpose it. Like the day before, I made, how do they say it? Shredded chicken gravy, smothered, I don't know how people call it. So basically you take shredded chicken. I made my own shredded chicken. Take shredded chicken, you make chicken gravy, and then you eat it over rice. That's how you eat it, right? So I made that for my husband, and I had a bunch of shredded chicken gravy left over. So what I did, I legit just rinsed off all the gravy off of the chicken, because we don't believe in waste in this house. So I rinsed off all the gravy off of it, and then I made it into chicken salad sandwich for my husband so he could take to work with him. It was delicious because I cooked in the Instant Pot, right? So all that flavor that was in the gravy, chicken, everything, the whole assemble, even after I rinsed it off, there was still that nice flavor to it. So I repurposed a dish that I didn't think we were going to eat for quite a while again. So instead of putting it in the freezer, I'm just going to repurpose it. So he had chicken salad sandwich. I always get confused how to say that. But that's what he had for his lunch. But yeah, like I said, I always do 2 days worth of leftovers, and then I make more. It either goes in the freezer or I find some other use for it, so it doesn't sit in my freezer for long. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yes. So Friday I plan on making Asian. So I plan on making some Korean beef with rice. And then I plan on making some cream cheese wontons. Is that how they say it? Some cream cheese wontons. And my husband has been asking me to make it. He loves it when I make cream cheese wonton. And there's actually nothing really special about it. But he just loves cream cheese wonton. But like I said, I'm not a chef. I just, like to cook. Obviously, you see my size. I love food. So, I love to cook. Okay, let me clean up my table. And then I will bring you guys over to the pot. Because now that we have our patties all done, let me bring you for a closer take of it. See? Now that we have the patties all done, I need to start the butter and the oil to fry it in. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we are going to start cooking up the Salisbury steak. Again, I'm wearing gloves because I hate touching food with my bare hands, especially raw meat. I don't know if it's an OCD thing, but I just don't like touching certain food barehanded. So let's get the stove heated up. I'm going to put my apron on because there's definitely going to be some oil splatter, and I don't want that on my clothes. Okay. I lost the earring. It's okay. I'm not going to touch it because I have gloves on my hands already. And I do not want to get my gloves dirty because I picked up my earrings off of the floor. I don't want to do that. So this is heating up. So while it's heating up, let me tell you what I have in here. I have 2 tablespoons of margarine and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, you can definitely make this with regular butter, and if you do, you do not need the olive oil. The reason why I use olive oil because there's a lot of water in margarine. So when I use the olive oil, I could burn off some of that water and just get the straight butter flavor. So let's put that in there. We're going to end up getting the straight butter flavor instead of a watery mess because I didn't feel like going to the store because I knew I had ingredients. It was just frozen. So I have some frozen onion and some frozen mushrooms, and they will 100% get, where is my spatula? They will 100% get extremely watery. So it's better for me to burn off as much water as possible before I put anything in it. Let me rinse this off. And I may have to freeze for a while till this oil heats up. But it's okay. When it starts getting all sizzling, I'm going to be right back. But let me stir this in real fast. Because you want the... Okay, I'm going to show you what... Like, when I come back on, I'm going to show you what it needs to look like. So right now and stuff, you can see... Even though I'm mixing it up and it's melting, but you want the water to burn off. That's what we're looking for. So when the water does burn off, you'll see that this cloudy butter mixture is going to end up being clear. Because right now, like I said, it's this way because of the water and the margarine. The only time I use regular butter is if you know, I'm making something for a party, for the holidays, you know, just that extra little, you know, niceness, using butter, olive oil, all this good stuff. I make an effort to cook a little bit better for holidays, and if I gotta give food away to somebody, that's when you will see me cooking like fancy. Okay, so let's freeze this for now, and we'll be back when the water burns off. Okay, and we are back. This is what I mean by the butter getting clear. Right now, it looks like real butter that just got melted down. That's because of the oil. You don't have to use olive oil. You can legit use canola oil. Any oil will do, actually. But I'm just using olive oil to be a little fancy. But right now we're placing our steak in the olive oil. Or the buttery olive oil, as I should say. See how many we could fit. If anything that's left over, I'm going to be using it for something else. I told you, we don't waste food in this household. And I 100% believe in leftovers. I know there's some people who get grossed out about leftovers, which is, why would you be grossed out about leftovers? That's kind of weird, to be honest. The only reason you would be grossed off about leftovers, in my opinion, is if you got money like that. If you are broke, leftovers is your best friend. Yeah. Only if you got money like that would you disdain eating leftovers. That's what I figured out. Like I said, I ain't rich like that. So I gotta do what I gotta do. Especially, have you noticed the prices nowadays? Oh God. We were to Walmart yesterday. No, not yesterday. Nice. We went to Walmart on Sunday, and we spent $200 and something on groceries. My heart almost freaking burst. We have the money, but that doesn't mean I want to spend the money. You know, like we still got mortgage payments to make. We got bills. So for my food my groceries to cost $200 something, it was just mind blowing. Like it was crazy. Like, cause I barely got anything. That's the thing is I went shopping at Walmart, but even if you go shopping at Food Lions or any other place and stuff, food prices are going up. Like, do you not want the American citizens to eat? Like, our government needs to do better, because it should not be costing us so much damn money just to put the bare minimum on our table. It's not cool. That could go with gases, with everything is inflated. It's annoying as hell, because I could use that money for something else. Whatever. Let's cook this. So for right now, steak's gonna cook. I like to do maybe, because it's kind of pretty thick and stuff, but they don't need to be cooked all the way through, because when we put it in the gravy, which is, it's gonna cook it even longer. So right now, all we are trying to do is get both of the sides to be brown. That's all we're trying to do, is get both sides brown. They do not need to be cooked all the way through. Just know that. So I'm gonna put my stove on a little bit higher, because I just want to brown them on each side, and I need to hurry up and cook. Like, I need to hurry up. So while that is cooking, I may start on the mashed potatoes, and I honestly don't think I need to show you guys that, because it's mashed potatoes. You just gotta follow the directions in the back. But this is the mashed potatoes that I'm gonna be using. Roasted garlic. I honestly prefer regular mashed potatoes, but this is what I got. So we're gonna do roasted garlic, mashed potatoes, and let me find a pot. Let's see. That's what it looks like. Yep, still brown. We want it blackened, not burned, blackened. There's not much difference. Okay, let's find a pot for our mashed potatoes. A non-stick pot, because I have my dishwasher full of dishes, and I'm waiting for my husband to come home so I can put his lunch containers in the dishwasher. Because I don't want to wash those by hand, especially the bottles. So everything else that I'm using I need to be able to wash it by hand instead of putting it in the dishwasher tonight. So I'm gonna let you guys watch the Salisbury steak cook. I'm just gonna wash this real fast, and then I'm gonna check to see if the underside of the Salisbury steak is brown. Oh, one more thing. So I don't have to wait till the end. When you make Salisbury steak, you see how I'm cooking in there right now? You don't throw away the grease. Unless if you're using the cheaper ground beef, then I would drain some of that fat off because you don't need all that grease. But because I use the 80% lean and 20% fat, I don't get that much oil. And like I said before in the beginning of my video, it's always good to use 80% lean and 20% fat because it's you get more bang for your buck. Like you just get more of it. And I know like some people will say, well, it's cheaper to buy the 70% lean. I think it's 70%. But yeah, it is cheaper because it's basically just fat. There's barely any meat in it. Like it looks like there's meat in it, but when you cook it, all you get is fat with a little bit of meat. I get a lot of meat when I use this brand. We're gonna turn that back over to cook a little bit more. But I got one more steak to put in here. So let's turn these over so I can make, oh, see, that's not brown enough, but I want to brown it more, but I just want to make room for the other steak real fast. Okay, this is our last steak. See if I can fit it in. Yeah, I can fit it in. So now I'm going to change gloves because I'm done touching raw meat. And so I'm going to change my gloves. Put this in the trash. And get some new gloves. Okay, when both sides of the meat is complete, then I'll come back. But I'm gonna make the mashed potato now while I'm waiting for both sides to be brown. Okay, so we got one more Salisbury steak cooking, and while that's cooking, I'm just going to be scraping up some of the little bits and pieces of it that came off. Because you could leave it in there, but I don't feel like leaving it in there. Well, you could, so you don't have to do this extra step. But if you do it, make sure you use... it popped me in the mouth. My own cooking is trying to tell me to shut the hell up. Okay, so let's take this off. You see, even through, oh, I got one glove. See, it's thick. And it did shrink down because it does have some fat in it. But it didn't shrink down to how it could have been if I used a cheaper brand of meat. So right now, we're going to be putting in our onions. And because I'm using frozen onions, it's gonna cook up faster. Usually I use fresh onions, and when I do use fresh onions, I cook it until it's, it's sauteed. You have to saute it, get it soft, and that's what I usually do. But because I'm using frozen, it shouldn't take as long to get soft. So let's let this cook for a bit. We put the cover on this and cook a little faster. Where's my cover? There it is. Let it cook a little faster. And then we're going to add our mushrooms in it because we love our Salisbury steak with mushrooms too. And then I'll tell you later on what other ingredients I put in there. But damn. That hot ass oil just burnt my damn lips. Now I gotta look in the mirror and make sure I'm still pretty. Okay. Break. Kind of happy that I am using the frozen one. Because I like to do something, okay, with my husband. When he comes home, he's always hungry and stuff, right? I make him a big lunch anyways, but because he works 10, 12-hour shift, I believe, I want to make sure when he gets home, he has food ready for him, so he just can eat, relax, and de-stress, because he needs it, because he's working so damn hard for the both of us. And that's what a lot of, I'm not going to say women, because there are guys who stay home and the women work. I'm going to say that's what a lot of people who have partners who work and you stay home should do. You should, you don't got to cater to them on hands and feet. But it is nice to do little nice things for them. Having a meal for them when they get home. Clean clothes, just the basic thing, especially if you're like me and you're home 24/7. It is a little tiring, and I honestly don't think people who work understand. Even though we're basically at home and we can rest anytime that we want, it's still very tiring to keep a household right, especially if you have kids. Luckily, I don't have kids just yet, or I would be driven to exhaustion. But, I think both partners need to understand that you both have your own responsibility and you both bring something to the table. Even if you are not physically going out there and breaking your back, but you are at home making sure that when your partner comes home, they are able to just relax and not have to worry about anything, right? And the same thing with partners who are working. I don't think they understand. A lot of people that's a housekeeper, that they're mostly home all the time, right? So they don't talk to other adults that often. Especially me and some, I don't drive. I'm home 24/7. So the only person I really socialize with is my husband, because that's the only adult I really see, right? I don't think people that work understand that people who stay home, it's not depressing per se, because I'm a homebody anyways, but we do make life easier for you, right? Because I very much doubt somebody who's working 10, 12-hour work shift, sometimes some people even work 15 hours, they want to come home, take care of the household, take care of the kids. They don't want to do all that stuff. They want to be able to come home and just relax. So that's what I mean. Everybody plays their role in the relationship. No one is lesser. Just because they don't clean and cook doesn't mean they're not being a parent, they're not being a husband, they're not being a wife, right? And just because, like in my shoes, I don't work it, so it doesn't mean that I'm doing less. I'm still working. I'm just not getting paid for it. But my husband is breaking his back for us to make sure we have this roof over our head, food in our belly, and I am forever grateful for that. Okay, this has to be reduced a little bit, because when I add the flour in, I want it to be a little oily, not watery like this. So I'm gonna add my mushrooms in right now, and because it's frozen, I'm just gonna let it cook like crazy, because I'm literally trying to draw out as much water as possible before I put my flour. You really don't have to, but that's just what I do. Because I've made recipes before where I've just used water instead of, oily water, I mean, instead of just straight oil. But I got a little time, so I'm just gonna let this cook up and pull some water out. I think that's enough mushrooms, because we love mushrooms in this house. Some people actually hate mushrooms. Can you believe that? I freaking love mushrooms. They suck up flavor so well. Okay, so I'm gonna let that cook. I'm still waiting for my water from the mashed potatoes to heat up. I should have just put it in the microwave, but I wasn't thinking. So I'm letting it heat up on the stovetop. I'm gonna cook that. When this onion mushroom mixture drains a little bit more, or how do they say it? When it reduces a little bit more, then I'm gonna come back and then I'm gonna show you what else we add to the pot. Okay, so we're back. We still got a bunch of water in this, but like I said, it doesn't really matter as long as it's not like, soaking in water, because for this recipe we're only using 2 tablespoons of flour. So if you had more water in this, you're gonna need more flour, and then you may need more beef bouillon and everything else, but let's put in our flour. Stir, 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 and then we're gonna let it cook for a little bit. Cause we're trying to. How do they say? I think they say it's to help burn off the flour taste. I believe that's how they say it, but we're just gonna let this thicken. There's a good chance I may have to put more flour in this because I'm kind of crunched for time, which is my own fault. Because I was busy watching YouTube and I was trying to figure out how to edit. Like, I should have made this in the morning. Like, okay, either it's for dinner, but you can definitely make dinner in the morning and then just put it in the fridge to get it ready. So all you have to do is just microwave it and stuff. I could have done that, but I was trying to learn how to use YouTube. I was trying to watch the instructional videos on what to do. And I can say the instructional videos are on some bullshit. Most of the ways that I've kind of learned how to edit, which I'm still doing the bare minimal, is through Google. Like, I literally have to read how to do certain things. My fingers are crossed that when I edit this video, it's gonna look kind of good. It's not gonna be fancy because I'm not good with social media at all, but I'm trying. So we're gonna see what it looks like. But yeah, I'm not really big on social media. I mostly use social media platform just to watch other people's video. Oh, one more thing. I just added 2 teaspoons of beef bouillon because we're going to be adding 2 cups of water to this. And see, because of how I said this was kind of watery, so if this doesn't thicken up the way that I want, then all I got to do is just add some cornstarch. But we're going to see if it's going to thicken up. And see, it wouldn't be so soft if I use fresh onions and fresh mushrooms, which I do on occasions. But like I said, I'm trying to cook this fast. And when you're trying to cook it fast, using frozen products, so much better. Okay. So we're going to stir this up. I'm going to put the fire on high. Just a little bit higher. I just want to make it kind of thick, but not crazy thick, because I still got to put the steaks in here so they can all cook together. And it will get thicker as it keeps cooking. That's why you don't want it crazy thick. You just want to heat this up just to see the texture. And then you want to taste it. I figured out that when you taste broth, it's better to taste it when it's heated because you could taste it better. Like the flavor just comes in way better. When you let it, when it's cold, it doesn't taste as good as it could have if you heated it up. So, let me get a spoon. We're gonna see how this tastes. I told you, if this ends up needing some cornstarch, I'm gonna put cornstarch in it. It's not gonna kill it. That onion made it a little sweet. I didn't add not one hint of sugar in this. That cornstarch, made it good. No, not cornstarch, the onions. Made it sweet. Okay, so I personally prefer to add 3 teaspoons of beef bouillon, but my husband is not that crazy about salt. Plus, the Salisbury steak has salt in it already. And Salisbury steak, even by itself, for me, I'm a salt fiend, right? But even me, by itself, I can eat the Salisbury steak. It's delicious as hell. But the broth, because it's not too salty, it will offset any sort of saltiness that somebody with a more delicate palate may have an issue with. You know, just in case if they don't like salt that much, they'll still be cool with this. Okay. That's good. So let's put in the Salisbury steaks. And remember how I told you in the beginning, you don't have to cook the Salisbury steak fully. You just want it to brown, because when it cooks in this mixture, it's going to end up cooking all the way through. And then, I'm going to tell you, right now stuff is cooking. I'm going to come checking back maybe in like 5-10 minutes, depending on what my foot says. And if I see it's thickened to the amount that I want, I'm going to turn it over and let it continue cooking just for a little bit more. And then dinner is done for tonight. And I just got finished making the mashed potatoes. So I'm going to set that to the side. And even the mashed potatoes, okay, it's only me and my husband eating. But I told you, I don't believe in wasting food. So we're going to eat this for one more night. Because anything that's left over, I will be freezing it. And I can use it for another meal. So right now, I have a bunch of mashed potatoes, right? I could put that in soups. I could put that on the side for another dinner, like a chicken dinner, ribs, anything. It'll still be delicious, you know? Even if it's frozen, you just kind of microwave it. And when you do microwave your mashed potatoes, they're all a little watery, but just keep microwaving it and stir it in between. It's going to come back looking like it was like brand new. So let's let this cook. And I'm going to actually let this cook until my husband gets home. Because by the time he gets home, this will be done anyway. So I'm going to let this cook. And I'm going to clean up my mess so the house don't look crazy. And when I'm done completely cooking, I will come back on just to show you guys to see how it looks. Okay, so my husband just came home, and like I said, I'm going to let this cook until he comes home. So I'm checking it right now, and I'm seeing it's a little bit thin. Not crazy thin, but it is a little bit thin. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my cornstarch. All I did was add, I guess people call this like a teaspoon. I just added 2 teaspoons of cornstarch plus a little bit of water, and I just stir it. For people who don't know, when you put cornstarch in anything that's hot, you want to water it down with cold water first, because if you don't, you'll just get a clumpy mess of cornstarch in your food. So let's put a little bit of cornstarch, and we're not going to put the whole thing in because we want to see the texture. Because we put too much in, it's just going to be way too stiff. So, let's see if this will be enough. Honey, just go sit down When I'm done cooking, I'll make you a plate. What is it?
I didn't know if you were going to talk or not.
You can talk.
A little granola.
Yeah, granola, okay. Oh, put your coffee, everything in there because I need to wash them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they gotta get washed today. Do you like the what do they call that, parfait? The yogurt parfait? You like it?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do a different berry?
Throw this out.
Throw it out. Okay. Do you want more of the apples or no? Okay.
Actually, just do apples.
Okay, I got that for you then.
Yeah, just apples. Oh yeah, you want me to
What?
my coffee? Oh.
Yeah, coffee. I need to wash everything.
Okay.
Okay. So this is gonna cook for maybe we'll say 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes, because it should be cooked all the way through. But we want to make sure because my husband does not like what are they? Where am I saying that like? Rare meat or medium rare or any of that.
No blood.
No blood, or he'll just trash the whole thing.
Getting sick.
Yeah.
Blood.
Put that to the side. Let me taste it. See, this is the texture that we're looking for. More of a gravy texture. You don't want it crazy too thick, but you don't want it watery either. So let me taste it, make sure it's still delicious. And it's still delicious. So, actually, this can be done right now. Let me see. Honey, when you're done undressing, let me know and I'll make you a plate. You want a plate now? I'll bring you a plate. And I'm going to show you how I plate it. Okay, so let me get a plate. Plate right now. And I'm not giving you bread, unless if you want it, but it's a lot of potatoes. So that's starch on starch. I don't think you need all that starch. So, do you want some sourdough bread? Talk too low, that means no. Oh, you said yeah? Okay, I'll make you some. Let me give you your plate first, and I'll make you some sourdough bread. And then I'll show people how I do his sourdough bread. Because we don't go through bread that much, so we usually freeze our bread, and then we put it in the air fryer. Actually, oh no, we're not putting it in the air fryer this time. Because I was waiting for his dishes to come. So I didn't wash the air fryer like how I needed to do today. So it's still in the dishwasher, waiting to be cleaned. So we're just gonna toast it in the toaster. Okay. Show you his plate. This is his, let me get it out the steam. This is his plate. The Salisbury steak with the mushrooms and onions over the mashed potatoes. And then I'm gonna be making him some sourdough bread. And I know everybody knows how to use a toaster, so I don't need to show you how to do that. So, bye. Also, what I wanted to say, if you have leftover gravy, which you definitely will be, you could take some ground beef, the leftover gravy, and then put it in some noodles. I forgot how they call it, but whatever. I make it for my husband all the time. Or you could even make onion soup out of the gravy. So you just gotta add more onions, a little bit more beef bouillon with some water, some ground beef. I like to add ground beef inside of my onion soup. And that's it. So nothing will go to waste. Even if I don't finish it tomorrow, it'll still be used. Again, bye.